Hello to my fellow history lovers, people that think if I learn something new, it's going to be a great day. I've got two questions for you today. Revolutionary War trivia book, military history series, great book, highly recommended. Number one, the Battle of Rhode Island in 1778 was historically significant as the first attempt at cooperation between the Continental Army and whom? A, the Dutch Navy, B, the French Navy, or C, the Spanish Navy? The answer is French Navy. So they're the only ones that officially ally with us directly and help us directly hugely. I've mentioned that before. At Yorktown, there's literally more French than there are Continental soldiers. Their help was critical to us. All right, number one. Following the alliance with the French, Admiral, and I wanted to say d'Estaing, which shows I do not know my French. And if, by the way, you speak French or Spanish or German, I so admire people that can speak more than one language. It looks like d'Estaing, but it's d'Estaing. I looked up how to pronounce it. Anyway, so the French Admiral d'Estaing arrived with a fleet to support General John Sullivan's attack on the British-held Newport. However, a storm damaged the French ships, forcing them to withdraw from Boston to repairs. The abandoned American forces then fought a defensive battle before retreating. All right, number two. In 1778, I think that's the same year as this other battle. Yes. All right, so was it 1778? Sorry. Yes, Battle of Rhode Island. I'm going to have to look more into that. That looked interesting to me. All right, in 1778, the British High Command shifted their focus to the southern colonies in hopes of recruiting support from which specific demographic? A, enslaved laborers, B, loyalists, or C, Native American tribes? And the answer was loyalists. The British believed that the South contained a silent majority of Tories who remained loyal to the crown. They planned to capture major ports like Savannah and Charleston, and then march inland to rally these supporters. The strategy ultimately failed because the British could not protect loyalists from reprisals by patriot neighbors. And that, you might remember, I think that was the Mel Gibson thing, right? Guerrilla warfare got really wicked down in the South. And I'm going to just go off on a slight tangent, but one of the things that I had read that I found interesting is that even though we think of the Continental Army doing more of that sort of, asymmetrical warfare, which was somewhat true, that Washington himself preferred, when possible, to avoid that, because he thought it did create situations where neighbor was turning on neighbor. So anyway, thank you for letting me share. I'll see you tomorrow.